This is ContactTalkRadio.com. Consciousness in action. And you are taking action into your consciousness by tuning into Contact Talk Radio.
And on TuneIn.com, Hing.fm, and UpSnap Mobile.
Contact Talk Radio.
Welcome to Transformation with Tara Sutphen. Tara Sutphen is the author of Blame It on Your Past Lives and Soul Agreements. 3 audio CD series, metaphysical meditations, sourcing series, and sleep programming. Tara has also collaborated with Emmy Award-winning Shane Stanley and Marla Maples on numerous DVDs. Tara Sutphen is a master in the psychic sciences. If you'd like to find out more about Tara's work, upcoming seminars, and meditations to help you fulfill your dreams, visit her website at tarasutphen.com.
Welcome to Transformations with Tara, and this is Tara Sutphen. And my guest is Christina Chandler-Haughn. She's a hypnotist, a witch, and a metaphysician. She is one of my psychic teens, and now she's what I call a Psy-twent. Yeah, all my psychic teens that went into their 20s. And we will discuss the autumn equinox, the black moon, psychic abilities, and divination. And so you can call in your questions if you'd like, 844-390-TALK. And welcome, Christina.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be your guest. I'm so happy.
I call Christina my baby mystic. Yeah.
My mama mystic.
yeah. Because, well, I have, so many great, amazing teens that came out of that psychic class. Even one that's going for the Olympics, So it's just, awesome. Yeah. So it's been, it was really, it's been great to have that kind of influence upon like you guys. You guys are also successful. And Christina was always very ambitious. She had a radio show. She lived in Hollywood when she was a teenager, and she had her own radio show. And she hasn't had a radio show for a few years because she has a baby, but the baby's getting big now. So hopefully she can take up the radio and just any sort of media, because you're so great at writing. And I know that you write a blog, right?
I do. I help my one of my closest and dearest friends with her blog, Urban Muse. Mm-hmm. And I write the astrological forecast for the month. And I'll do like the new moons and full moons and whatever astrological major events going on.
Right. And she's awesome. Really awesome too. Yeah. And so, you guys can follow Urban Muse. How can you find the blog?
It's urbanmuse.guru.
Okay. And it's out of Houston, Texas, right?
Yes, Houston. And I go there time to time, and when I do visit, I normally help with the healing and readings and astrology charts and what have you.
Yeah. It's interesting, because I was thinking about you last night, and when I was writing different questions and stuff, and I was thinking that how sometimes you have these teachers. And my teachers are always so wonderful. I had Helene Kayal, who is just wonderful. She taught me, I talked her into having a palmistry class and a seer. Oh my God, she's one of the greatest seers on the planet, really. And she's older now. And I don't know if she's really in practice. I asked her yesterday if she was still even taking psychic readings, because she's really phenomenal. I mean, she told me things that were 25 years out.
That's amazing.
She's amazing. She's amazing, but she was one of my greatest teachers. I don't really know if she knows that even, that she was really one of my greatest teachers. And then Barbara May. She's an astrologer, and she's phenomenal. And I talk to her almost every day. I just love her so much. And then, of course, I had Jess Stern, the author, who, was my best friend when I was 21. He was 64, which was a crazy age difference, but definitely he was the accolade of my life. And so it's interesting. it's interesting, you know, because I've been in this position with so many people of being the teacher, and it's so much fun. I just really have enjoyed it.
You
So, yeah.
have been one of my biggest inspirations, you know, from the time I met you. It's just, and I've learned so much from you. So you're definitely one of my most influential teachers.
Yeah, well, I hope always. Yeah.
You opened your home up to all of us teens, and, you know, it was such a fantastic experience, and I am so grateful that I had it.
I know. And, you know, I always laughed because some of the parents would be, they either really wanted to be in the class too, and I had to push them back because the boys, when the boys would come in, they really didn't want the moms in there. That was just, and I'd be a lot older.
It was our time.
Yeah, it was our time, and it was really funny. They really wanted kind of to learn all the different stuff, and I listened to, I was going to put it up, maybe I'll put it up today, this Turiya Nada. It's a Siddha Gurus. It's like a 9-minute song that they play with the didgeridoos that, Nanda, he, brought out an album of, and I used to make the teens listen to all this different stuff, and we would do all these different experiments.
So
it's really fun. Yeah.
You had didgeridoos in your house, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if you still have them or not, but those were great.
Yeah, a lot of didgeridoos. I have a lot of drums now too, and different things. You know, it'd be fun for everybody to do that. Yeah, too. But yeah, it was really a great experience, and it just kind of evolved and kept staying. But what I was saying is the parents are either really wanted to be in, or there were some parents who were really kind of jealous that that their children liked me, but I was teaching them that, you know, if you're mad at your parents, that's misdirected rage. You really need to put that into some kind of purpose. And so that was a lot of it, because you guys are all really super self-actualized. You know, you don't carry a lot of anger and a lot of misdirected rage with you. So, you know, we'd bring down the cone of silence, and everybody would have to say there's a secret. It didn't have to be a number 1 secret, but it had to be a number 2 or number 3, because you have to realize that your secrets are sacred, and so are other people's secrets. And so it was that sort of stuff that we would, you know, convey in the class. And then, but the jealous parents, I would say, well, at least you know where your kids are on Tuesday nights. And I never thought, I mean, Christina knows that, you know, my kids were giving me a run for my money all the time. So it was really funny for me to want teens. Oh my God, am I just a glutton for punishment, you know? Yeah. But
it came around.
My kids really came around. But I just thought it was so funny, that, some of the parents would say, you know, why don't they like me? Yeah. It's all individuation. Teens. Yeah, they're teens. It's individuation. There's no problem here. I'll try to straighten them out as best as possible. Yeah, in a nice way. Yeah. And I do have to say,
I was going to say, now we're all starting to have kids of our own, and so it's like a new generation to teach coming up. Yeah. You know, you got your grandbaby who is so precious, your little girl, and then you got Lilith, you know, who needs to see you. You know.
I know. I love to see Lilith. And yeah, it's just so I think you were my first teen to have a baby. Yeah. So it's it's a big special thing, you know, that we have a baby among the side twins. Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember, because I was there visiting you when I was pregnant with her, and, you know, you had that emotional and spiritual connection with her right away, because I remember sitting in your kitchen, and you, had your hand on my belly, and you were just feeling her, and you're like, okay, she's definitely going to be, a strong personality and everything, and she is.
Yep, she is. Oh, she is such a pistol. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's wonderful. It is. It's wonderful. I'm really proud of you guys. And then Mish, her husband, Justin is his name. Mish is his nickname. And, he was up in Alaska when I was in Alaska. He's, what exactly is he in, the Marines?
Air Force.
Air Force, sorry. Oh yeah, that's right. Air Force, because he's up there for the, shows how much I paid attention to, the armed services, I guess, the Air Force. Anyway, yeah, and you'd think, because of the, we're up there, oh gosh, trying to get him back was so interesting, because
I heard it was a bit of an adventure.
Fun. It was an adventure. And, and I just was like, oh my God, we're dealing with the armed forces, I have to get him back. Yeah. This isn't just, any sort of curfew. Yeah. So anyway, it was really funny. We laughed about it a lot. But so Christina was encouraging him to meet up, and, it was so easy. We just met up. I just happened to be downtown in Anchorage, and so we met up, and then I thought, wow, he'd never been to Anchorage, so let's do Alaska stuff. And so I took him to Gwenny's for dinner, which is an Alaska cafe, and we used to go there when I was a little kid. And then I said to him, I took him out to the lake, and where all the planes are and everything, with my family up there. And I then said, why don't we go run out to Portage? Because I was thinking, well, the guy's like the Alaska thing, So we raced out because of the midnight sun. We could go ahead and race out in the evening and then race back. So it was great.
He loved it.
Yeah, we had so much fun. Yeah, it was fun. We did.
He came home teasing me. He goes, I have so many pictures of you to be jealous of. I'm like, I'm not going to be jealous. I was so happy. I really was. It filled me with joy that he actually, contacted you and you guys had time to meet up. And then you had the amazing experience in the cemetery looking for your family's spot. So,
since we were downtown, I had called I think it was that I was coming out of the room I was staying at, and I was seeing there's a whole wall. I was staying with my first in-laws, and so I was seeing a whole wall of my life when I was a teenager and in my 20s of my first husband, who died on a motorcycle. And so, so I would see him every morning, and so it triggered this thing of, well, I should go to all the graves of my family to see them. And so so I went out to one graveyard and saw everybody, but then I went, and my mom, she's thinking I remember or know exactly where things are, and so she was very cryptic in her text of, it's, there's 5,000 graves, and, I'm supposed to find a needle in a haystack, really. So so there was nobody in the office the time that Justin and I went to the downtown one, because I thought, I just want to, this might be my only time to really kind of do it. Maybe would you mind going with me? And so he did, and it was fun. We were having to go grave to grave, but we figured out what section they were in. And then I was looking for one more grave. And as we were going out of the cemetery, I kept running out into the middle of the cemetery for some reason, like I was going to find that one grave. And he, he was so game. He was just going along with it and thinking it was fun. Well, then one of my he was great. And I turned around and I made this huge squeal because there was one of my very best friends, and there was her grave. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I knew that she had died, of course, and it's been 20 years. But I thought, I thought she was cremated. And she was a Mormon, and she was in the Catholic section. So it was like, okay, this is interesting.
Not normally where you would think you'd find her.
No, it was a beautiful spot, but not normally where I would even ever have thought that she was even buried in the cemetery. I just thought that she was cremated. I just didn't even put two and two together at all. I just haven't been in Alaska that much to really know.
She wanted you to find her.
But she wanted me to find her. And so she was calling out.
Really cool picture.
Yeah, and then we had that great picture. We're sitting in Gwenny's and we're looking at the pictures, and then and Justin had taken the pictures because I said, "Oh, can you get that beautiful saying on her grave?" And she has a beautiful picture, and then my head was on top of her body. I mean, my body was on top of her head, almost like as if she was hugging me, or it was just really, really like, oh my gosh, that is so creepy and funny at the same time.
It's really awesome, actually. I love things like that. And we've had quite a few together. Do you remember the time where we would go up into the mountains and we were searching?
Oh, yes. Yes, you were with me on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it actually, it was such an amazing story, too. Because one of, your other students, a guy had came to her and asked for his remains to be found. So,
right. No, that was the mother.
To his family.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the mother?
It was the mother. So what had happened was I had this client. She was amazing. And she was coming to me all the time because she was having these weird dreams. And they were prophetic dreams. And she had wanted to psychically connect with her stepfather when he died, and nobody came. And then her mother died, and her mother, she had a really super interesting story. It was a very interesting story. I don't know if I should really tell it. So anyway, the thing is that she then went and I've lost my train of thought because they're an interesting story. But then her mother died, and her mother didn't come, but her mother's best friend came in her dreams and was saying, "Will you go look for my son's remains, because he was missing since like 1973 or something." And so so then she started having dreams from him. And he was telling her exactly where he had crashed his motorcycle. And the motorcycle had been sold, and he had gotten a Toyota truck. And he took the motorcycle out for one last drive. And it was in the canyons of Malibu, way high in Yerba Buena. There's a party spot that used to be called, what is it, Party Rock, or, it was a name where it was something called in the 70s, and now it's called something else. Yeah.
Isn't it like Lover's Rock or something too?
Yeah, or Lover's Leap or something like that now.
Yeah, Lover's Leap, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. I know it's probably in our notes and somewhere in our blog somewhere, but it was really interesting that it had changed names, but she happened to ask us in a little cafe, and there was somebody older who said, "I know where that is." And that led to us being near there, where he had probably gotten high or something, and on those crazy canyon roads with his motorcycle had died. So Christina and I were part of this dig. They did a forensic dig, and I mean combing the mountains up there but she's really super prophetic. And so she would go to the spot. Remember how amazing it was? And she would cry. She would cry and cry at the spot where he died. And that's how we knew, is because of her she'd get really super emotional. And so then the dig began. So, and then it was amazing. But then, she went on. She's one of my psychics who I could really take her to such a huge level of the world, because but she's not doing that right now. It's just so emotional for her because she cries.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she, and it kind of depresses her, but there was a missing person, and she knew, she kept coming to her in dreams. And so, we found her together. And she'd be so funny. She'd be at like a top of the mountain. She'd call me and she'd be crying. She'd say, "You have to be with me right now." And I'd say, "No, just walk in and off the road and you're going to find her. It's going to be fine," And so it was this whole thing of where we would intersect on different phone calls and different things. But she actually put the guy who killed this girl in prison. So because of the forensic evidence that came up from that dig. So, I mean, she's prolific. For a little bit, right? Yeah, she's prolific. She is prolific. So, yeah, no, it was great. I just really love teaching people psychic ability, for sure. Honing it in.
So good, too.
Yeah. Yeah. But she's not doing it right now. It's just it's heart-wrenching, because you have to go through a lot of negativity with that. You have to be really strong for that. And she was going through such turmoil in her private life that she didn't really need more upheaval in her professional life.
Right.
So she stopped doing that as much. But I sure liked when she was doing it. It was great. Yeah.
She was so sweet, too. She was so incredibly sweet.
She is. Great person. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still in touch with her all the time. She gives me clients and different. Yeah, I have another great client who just came through her that's hopefully is the next, really, part of that, like Gabrielle Bernstein series of really amazing speakers. She's an amazing girl. She's half Native American, and she could really rock it.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And gosh, that was back in 2006, I think.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah, 2006, 2007. It was probably, quite a long time ago. That one. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was so sorry you weren't. Justin was he was so happy that he was having a psychic experience with me. And he was like, "Oh my God, Christina, she's just going to be so jealous she isn't here having this experience." It was so funny. In Anchorage.
He's actually really good at reading tarot, too. So, remember we'd be at your house, and he's really, really good at interpreting. So.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. I'm so surprised, people love that. I was just doing that with somebody who's like a big real estate broker, trying to teach them, some tarot techniques, and it was fun. It was really fun. Yeah.
I love it because I remember every morning at your house or every class, we would always start the day off with picking a card.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's just stayed with me. Every time I'm like, just pick a card.
Yeah, pick a card.
What's it going to be like?
Yeah, and interpreting it the right way. And so if there is a challenge coming up, you're ready for it. Yeah.
Yep. It was so much fun. Such great experiences.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was fun. So what kind of cards do you use when you pick every day?
Well, right now I still have my stuff packed up a little bit because we just moved. We moved on to the base.
Mm-hmm.
And, but generally, it's a vampire tarot deck. It's from these artists in Ohio. And it's so beautiful. It's like that, romantic type vampire.
Mm-hmm. Really super romantic.
It's very beautiful. And it's the one that calls me. I have different ones. I have some Egyptian and UFOs and stuff like that. But that particular deck is the one that I use the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I teach on the Scapini deck, which is Italian deck. And actually the guy is probably still alive who created that deck. It's not ancient, but it looks ancient. And he's put a lot of symbolism in it, and that's why I use that. I use that, Christina knows I use tons of different decks, but hundreds. I have hundreds, because not only do I have my stuff from the shaman, when I owned the shaman, and when people just get to give me, that sort of thing for gifts. And then I had a lot from Alina Starbuck, who used to have a store up in Northern California. And so she's given me a lot of cards, too, that were samples and different things. So lots of, for the teen class. This was really fun.
Yeah, we went through, so many different ones, because it was good. You taught us, try out different decks, see which one, fits you. And they're all going to have a different type of feeling.
Yeah.
And I love the art. Like, I'm so drawn to the artwork on the decks and everything. It's amazing. Beautiful.
Yeah, it is fun. And then I have Russian Gypsy cards that people love, and I try to buy new Russian Gypsy decks. But, it's like Ghost 8-1 card, and you have to use all 25. So it's things like that.
I remember that one.
Yeah. Yeah, well, then later I had a Russian girl in the teen class. Yeah, after
Rose, right?
Yeah, Rose. And she had been reading Gypsy cards since she was 5 with her mother and her grandmother. And so she really taught us to read the Gypsy cards really well. So it was really fun. She had all these different little things. Teenagers, they crack me up because of their different rituals and stuff. I love it. Yeah.
Everybody has a different thing to bring to the table too.
Oh, it was wonderful.
We had Gracie, who was an amazing musician. She's still an amazing musician. We had that, and Tom, he was always very hysterical. You had such a great group.
Johanna, everybody, I know. I do. Yeah. I have a great Brookie. I have all of them still. It's just incredible. Yeah, love everybody who was involved. I just saw one of the moms up at Polo in Santa Barbara. Her son could move the pendulum so well. Kinesiology, it's kinesthetic. So he could move things with his mind. It was amazing. Yeah. So, and then there's not too many people. I'd always have that big pendulum out there so that people could try to move it. And there was boys. That was a real boy thing that they could. And, and I've had a few girls, but it's hard. Being kinesthetic is hard. Yeah.
It is.
Moving objects. Yeah. Yeah. So, now let's talk about, the black moon, because I put that down.
Okay.
And, people might be afraid of that because really we're into the white Wicca thing. It's all about being the best positive and, affirmative in life. It's not really, the black moon is, go ahead. I'm going to let you talk about it.
Well, it's misinterpreted, really. There's nothing to be scared of. It's just a time to go inward. It's, it's our subconscious. And so they're scared of terms like black and dark and stuff, but it's not a bad thing. You can't have the light without the dark and vice versa. And it's actually a very powerful time. And
it's the new moon.
Yeah, it's a new moon. And there's different black moons, just like there are different blue moons. This type of black moon is the second new moon in a single calendar month, but there are also the third new moon in a seasonal quarter, but this one is the second, and it happens about 2.5 years, once every 2.5 years, and that's about the same for a blue moon. And then,
right. And a blue moon is 2 full moons, and a black moon is 2 new moons. So full moons are blue, black moons are new moons. That's the time of darkness when dreams are. Yeah, I always say that you're dreaming to begin something. It's
about planting the seed.
Yes,
it really is. It's about new beginnings and setting your intuition, and then going from there. And you have 10 days to work from the new moon, and in those 10 days you can set your intuitions and plan your goals, and that's how you like create like a plan, a schedule, whatever it is that, you know, you're trying to achieve. And it's a very powerful time. It's a magical time, and some people are scared of it. But there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear at all. Everything has a beginning. This is part of life's, you know, cycle. So this particular black moon, though, will be in Libra.
Mm-hmm.
And Libra is a beautiful sign. It's, you know, it's ruled by Venus, and it's about romance, but it's also about justice, too. So this particular new moon will focus on love and romance and even finances, actually. We have a strong Jupiter during this moon. Mm-hmm. It's conjunct to the sun and the moon. And I love Jupiter. You know I love Jupiter.
Oh, my God. Jupiter is like the great luck of all good luck. So, I mean,
I know.
It's pretty fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I love Jupiter.
And in Libra. I mean, oh, my God. That is beautiful. And it can be a really beautiful time.
Oh, yeah. And it's optimistic, and, you know, it brings good fortune, and it creates good opportunities. And it's definitely a time to, you know, make that leap of faith and everything, and really achieve what you want to do. It's such a lucky time, especially on the 25th and 26th is where Jupiter goes into Libra. And, you know, Mercury's out of retrograde. Pluto's coming direct again on the 26th. I mean, it's a really good time to take action, you know, especially for people who are looking for love. It's a good time for people to find new love as well and travel. It's a successful new moon. So, see, there's nothing scary there.
No, love is good. So now, what do you know? What degree? Do you remember what degree it's going to be in? I don't remember quite, but I could look it up.
I can tell you. Let's see. I thought I had it down.
It's okay. I always just like to see the actual flavor of what exactly with all the. Because I use the gematria. I know that Christina does too. Now, I like to explain that the new moon, too, is the calmest time on the planet. That's why it's all about your dreaming at that point for new beginnings. The calmness is the gravity factor of the polarity of the sun and the moon. It's coming into the most calm time upon the planet. Whereas the full moon is the strongest time in the planet. That's when you really want to clear things. You want to source. I really believe in sourcing at that time that you are seeing on the planet, and the moon is your personal spotlight. But in the new moon is everything is calm. Let's really regroup here. Let's think about what we need to be doing for the month. And like that first 10 days. Like Christina says, are the time to really meditate and source and pray on what it is that you're wanting to go into your next phase. Now, I've, you know, coached so many people who want to create careers, and, you know, they've gone really super high, or they have projects they want to bring into fruition. By just on that 2-week schedule, it just puts you on a schedule, I believe, the new moon and the full moon. And when you read it astrologically, then it kind of comes into an order, because we need some kind of structure sometimes, instead of just kind of going all over the place of what we want to do. You know, all these different ideas. It's really structural. It's like what the earth is doing. Let's just go in the planet's energy, and we create our own energy as we go forward. So it's pretty nice.
8 degrees Libra.
Oh, 8 degrees Libra. Nice. Yeah, so it's early Libra.
You mentioned career. Their Saturn is also one of the influences for this moon. And it's and it's in a good aspect too, bringing recognition, especially in the professional environment, workplace. So somebody who wants a job promotion, we got the luck of Jupiter and Saturn, determined, hardworking and to be recognized. So there's a good chance a lot of people can, finally be recognized for their achievements and their hard work as well during this new moon.
Right, and coming back into balance with your life, that's part of the Libra experience as well. Now, no, I think it's really wonderful that Saturn, because Saturn is a lot of times, it's misconstrued about being kind of karma. It's your bad karma as well as your good karma, but it's really about taking the good parts of the past and bringing them, whatever lessons you've learned is to make it work for you instead of against you. And so if it's connected with Jupiter, Libra, it's just a really good black moon. That black moon's going to be fabulous. So what is the date on that?
It's on the 30th of September.
30th of September, everybody.
And it's at 8:11 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay. So 5:11.
5:11, yeah.
Right. Cool. Very
cool. It's great. The only thing people have to worry about a little bit, and because of all that Jupiter, whenever Jupiter's involved, everything is kind of lessened as far as hardship, because Jupiter is just that, excellent and lucky. But there's a square to Mars a little bit. So there's a little bit of struggle and headbutting and stuff like that, but just look at the lighter side of things and really just go with that Libra, Venus energy and everything like that. And everything should be fine.
Yeah.
Should be really good.
Right.
And it's great for traveling.
Right. Great for travel. Yeah. So I think it's generally, it's not always great for everybody. We're not going to, I like to, Liliana everything.
Right.
Yeah. Make it all like happy. Yeah. But and it is happy, but you create your life and you fake it until you make it. And the bottom line is that, it's, these aspects really do kind of help you get into the push of different things. But we've had a lot of working moons lately. So
we have our last past moon.
Yeah, they're working moons.
Those eclipses.
Those eclipses. Yeah.
In an eclipse, the effect of an eclipse can last up to 6 months. It's like that very intense time. We just had a solar and then a lunar and then now a black moon. September has definitely been a very, powerful month in change.
It has. Yeah, and then I got to be the psychic reader for Guru Dev. He's a saint of the Sikh tradition, and he lives in Rome. And that was just incredible to be with him for, about over a week there. So it was really fun. So I think that these times are becoming more powerful and more centered. I know that, when you work at creating your life, is the bottom line is saying where are you going, why you're going there. And I think that Christina is really one of those mystics who sees as well. It's always been, when she was a teenager, she knew what she wanted to do when she grew up. And she just loves metaphysics.
That's where I was very Capricorn.
Yeah.
That's where my Capricorn
very Capricorn of you. That is very Capricorn. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. It is very Capricorn of you. You knew what you wanted.
But the rest of my life is very Sagittarius because I'm only that 1 degree Capricorn. So I have the influence of Sagittarius really strongly. You and I, we always had that incredible bond and connection from the time that I met you. We have the same energy type thing as far as the planets and our main planets go, because you got all the Sagittarius, but you have that Capricorn as well. And then I have the Capricorn with that Sagittarius.
I know, yeah, like I do. I love Sag,
Yeah.
but then it's all in Aquarius. So yeah, it's just, and then I have all that Scorpio as well, so I don't know. It's an interesting mix.
Yeah, I got a lot of Aquarius too. Gemini though, I'm very, very Mercury ruled.
Yes. Well, you're a communicator. You always have been a communicator from the very beginning.
Mercury is the strongest planet in my chart. It's the most powerful ranked planet.
Now, how would you, now, if everybody, and I can always do just the charts, I charge, I think, like, I don't know, $5.95 for just the wheel, so that people know when the moon is coming, like how it's going to affect them, so that they kind of just have an idea of where their chart personally is. And so that you can just get that off my website, TaraSutphen.com. But where do you find that is your most intense? Because I do like a lot of gematria for that, like a lot of mathematics. Everything for me is mathematics and astrology. So I do personal where your most intense point is. So what where did you find that the Mercury for you was your most intense point? What would you say that was?
I think it's calculated to like the degrees and everything added up in a sign. I actually use the website because I'm not very good at math. So I just found it through astro.com, and there's like this little section where you can see the ranking of your planet.
Oh, okay. So it's a ranking. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And,
yeah.
My number one is Mercury.
I wonder where they got that ranking. That's interesting. Now I want to
I'm not sure.
Go in and figure it out. What that rank, where they would think that ranking was. Yeah, see, that's what I love. Do a little research.
Right, that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to figure out, because I do know it has to do with math and everything like that.
Well, I was never good at math either. I always thought that school. I got out as a junior in high school, and I was always trying to beat the system. I mean, that's always been my thing. It's like, what can I do here to get out? Yeah.
I left my junior year as well, and then I moved to LA, and I had the talk show.
Yeah. Well, you knew what you wanted to do when you grew up. I've always said that about you.
I did. Okay, so I'm looking at your chart real quick. I'm gonna go see what they have for your ranking.
Got to see what they have in my ranking. Have fun. Yeah. Anyway, so what other divination systems do you like too? Go ahead and you can talk about me for a second, and then.
Okay. Just give me I'm trying to find it, but I like tarot. Because I'm a natural healer, and like when I go to Houston, I have clients I work on with my friends, and that's where I get that's where I get most of my psychic stuff, that and hypnosis. Whenever like somebody's under, that I've put under and everything, I'll start giving, visuals or information and everything. That's so I'd say that's one of my favorite ones. I've always been interested in all the other ones, like the handwriting analysis and the palmistry, but that isn't really my area. And that's why I always went to you, and I'm like, Tara, I'm so interested.
I know, my mystic baby, for sure. Yeah, my mystic baby, okay. I'm telling you, she is. I mean, yeah.
You're Jupiter. Your number one ranked position is Jupiter.
Oh, nice, because that's on my midheaven, so that's a really nice. I like that. It's in Scorpio.
You have?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
Oh, nice.
And Sagittarius is your strongest sign.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We know that for sure.
Anyway, so Jupiter too.
I am. And Jupiter is ruled, Sag rules Jupiter. So that's kind of funny too. So, now, but it's knowledge, I really love understanding at such a depth and and the knowledge. I have to say that has been my number one curiosity of life. And I definitely am going at warp speed at all times, trying to learn as much as I can. You know, and it's fun. And I always feel that I'm not, I have stepped into the shoes of teacher, but I also love being a student and listening to people. I do appreciate people's knowledge and their minds, and I think that creating strong minds is where we all need to head. You know, that is the true key to life. One of the big keys is to keep a clear mind and not a confused mind, because so many people want to, you know, I mean, like you want to ruin your sanity, and believe me, it's a real easy thing to do, is ruin sanity. Yeah. I see people going through a lot of confusion, a lot of disgruntlement, and that is not where it's at. I mean, the more that you can clear your mind and stay in that space is really the key to living a great life. So.
Well, because people have to realize, you know, no matter how high you get in a position, you always have to be a student as well. You never stop growing if you stop learning. And I know a lot of people, they'll get to a certain, you know, position in life, and you know, they want to be just a teacher, but you always have to be the student. Always.
Yeah. Always.
It doesn't, and I mean, you might not find another person per se for the teacher, but the universe is our teacher. I truly believe, you know, we're always learning. The universe always has something new to show us and everything.
Mm-hmm. Now, I want everybody.
I like you.
Hmm? Oh, I want everybody to know. Sorry. Yeah, no, it's okay. I wanted everybody to know where they can find your blog.
Well, it's my friend's blog, but I'm on the thing. I'm under Cosmic Forecast, and it's urbanmuse.guru, and then you'll see like a list at the very top, and Cosmic Forecast is the one that I do.
It's cool. You know, I should put out, I mean, I don't know. You should probably do something for me upcoming too. That sounds awesome. But I mean, I would love everybody to start writing articles. I can just imagine. And then, you know, Tom's like traveling the world right now. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. It's really great.
He's always been a huge traveler too.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we'd have like, you know, teen classes, like, well, where's Tom? And he'd be like, well, he's in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, he's somewhere. Yeah, Peru.
Yeah,
Argentina. Yeah. No, Africa.
That's amazing.
Egypt and Spain, and he's traveling the world.
Which is great. That's great. I love traveling. I love learning about new cultures, and he's such a fantastic kid.
He is.
Well, he's not a kid anymore.
He's not a kid anymore, but he was in my class when he was 13. Yeah, and very, very interesting. He talking about charts that are interesting. He has this really incredible. So it's just, you know, it's going to be wonderful to see how it ends up. Now, he should be like an incredible actor, because he's like the best actor I know. But he's
very charismatic.
Yeah, he's a very charismatic. But you know, and not only that, in the school plays, he would have everybody crying. I mean, who does that in high school? You know, that's somebody who is really truly an actor. But he's not superficial in the world at all. You know, he wants to totally make a difference. So he has stuff coming. So it should be fun to watch as it unfolds in the next few years.
You'll have to keep me updated on how he's doing.
I will. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in touch with his sister and his mom a lot too. So it's all good. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, urbanmuse.guru.
Guru, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that is Cosmic Forecast.
Yeah. Yeah. And then feel free to look at the whole site, because I work for Joanne. She's just amazing. She's, you know.
Yeah, Joanne's great. Joanne's great, but
Like,
that's why I was talking about like the teachers, with you choose your teachers and stuff, and she's really one of Christina's amazing teachers, and she's awesome. She's really awesome.
yeah,
I always love her
I have
too.
you, Joe, and like, you guys have been my biggest inspiration, and you pushed me to really, dig deep inside myself, and even with the hypnosis, like, I immediately connected to you during the hypnosis class, and
I know.
from there.
I know. It's
I
funny.
did that at 18.
Yeah, I know. So now I want I want to brag on you for a minute. We don't have that many minutes left, but I want to. I didn't really put that you're a healer, to whereas upcoming, that's really a lot where Christina will go, because Christina's a hands-on healer, and when she prays for you and when she puts her hands on you, my mother is one of. She just is all about your healing abilities. She's like, oh, when's Christina coming? So that touched me. Yeah, because she's really an incredible healer. Yeah, and so I know that's one that you'll really hone upcoming.
Yeah, that's that, and I want to further my hypnosis. I really do. Because I want to intertwine them, really. I want to bring people to a deeper, into their subconscious, so I can do a healing, more in-depth healing of the subconscious, So that's what I'm working on.
Yay. So we only have a few minutes left, but can you give everybody like a something to do for autumn, or some kind of blessing? What do you suggest?
I think just it's a time that we're winding down, and we're digging deeper within ourselves, and I really think that's what we should focus on. And looking back on the year, what has came to fruition, and be thankful for that, but really just dig within ourselves. It's starting to cool off, and the nights are getting darker and everything like that. And I want people to learn more about them, their subconscious and stuff. Don't be scared of the dark. And that's what I want people to focus on not fearing the unknown. The unknown is wonderful. It's such an amazing teacher. And I think that's what people should do, is come to, for themselves, their darker selves, which isn't bad, but, the parts of them that are unknown, that are deep within them.
Right. I think so too. It's just, using your inner guidance as best as possible. No more being in fear. We all don't know, what the other side is really all about. And we have our theories. Everything's a theory. And so it's just really living the best that we can. And that's getting along with people and loving our families, loving our friends, and creating happiness. And as we start going towards the holidays, we start getting into the good of, the fun. Get back into the fun of life. You don't have to spend a lot of money just to be happy. You can just be, watch things and step into your best self instead of, falling back into these, crevices that a lot of people find themselves in. But anyway, so thank you, Christina, for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. It was so wonderful talking to you.
Thank you. Yeah, I love you and Lilith and Justin and beautiful family you have. And
thank you. We'll have to come see you soon.
Yes.
Get home.
That's be wonderful. Okay. So urbanmuses.guru.
Urbanmuse.guru.
Muse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
URBANMUSE.guru. And she writes Cosmic Forecast. Okay. Blessings and love, everyone.
Thank you for sharing your time with Tara Sutphen. Find out more about Tara's work upcoming seminars, and meditations to help you fulfill your dreams by visiting her website at tarasutphen.com.